But know that also, like, when you have an ebb, when you have a dip, when you feel stuck, when this work feels hard, that's when you're really put to the test. That's when you're really like stepping to the plate and being like, all right, show me what you got. You're in a hard space. You're in this tough spot. You have pressure on you. Show me what you got. Show me what you've learned. Show me how you've grown as a person. Show me the progress that you've made within the past year, within the past few years, of how you've been able to build yourself up and have the certainty and have the confidence and be who you said you've been wanting to be. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Here in the Better You community, we talk about all things self-growth and spirituality. And in today's video, I feel inspired to talk about what to do when self-concept feels hard. So if you like the video today, don't forget to give it a thumbs up to help with the channel. Feel free to subscribe and hit the bell button to be notified every time I post a new video. If you ended up liking this, feel free to share it with a friend, and let's get into it. So self-concept is basically changing the way that you view yourself and changing the way that you view your life so that you can manifest what you want into your life. Because we know that it is our state of consciousness or our internal state or our awareness, what our awareness is on, is what basically dictates what we manifest or observe in our reality. And so a lot of what self-concept is changing your thoughts and changing your emotions and changing your internal state. And sometimes you can feel like so like down into whatever like reality you're currently living in. You can feel so into it that it feels really, really hard to shift out of that. And so I wanted to talk about what to do when self-concept feels hard so that you can ease your way into it and eventually get into that really good flowy state where it's easy for you to keep your awareness on what you do want to create rather than your current 3D reality. So if you currently maybe like feel stuck or something in a certain area of your life and you're trying to change your story, you're trying to change your perception of yourself, but it's like your negative thoughts just keep flowing in and you're like feeling overwhelmed, right? When it comes to this time, because this happens to every one of us, we're human and these things come up, difficult life learning lessons will surface and we're faced with these different internal challenges. So this happens to the best of us. So one, be easy on yourself. But in order to shift yourself out of that state of feeling stuck and stagnant in this area of your life, you need to slow the process down. Instead of like really trying to immediately affirm, like say that you get triggered by something and you feel like the angst of it, or you feel like whatever emotions like came up with that when you felt triggered towards something. And you're wanting to change your self-concept, wanting to change the story that you tell yourself, instead of immediately redirecting, if you're in that state of like feeling like you're in a rut, you need to first like just stop what you're doing and just calm your body down completely. When you have like a triggering thought, it triggers hormones to be released throughout your body, which make us feel these emotions, right? It triggers like energies inside of our body to be released. And so then the body is now in like a fight or flight state. We have to be able to like calm the body down to this calm and neutral state and then reaffirm and then gain more momentum. And I'm sharing this because this is a lesson, like I teach this stuff, I know this stuff, but still as a teacher, like we're all still students in this life. And sometimes this is why always having like a mentor or a coach or somebody that can like reflect yourself back to you, like mirror back to you, like what's going on is really helpful. Because this is a mistake that I was making too, is I was experiencing these negative thoughts. Mars is in Cancer right now, and I'm a Cancer sun and a Cancer rising. So it's really affecting me. The way that I'm feeling lately has just been like this. And so I've had all these different like challenges, internal challenges come up for me. And I got to the state where like I kept trying to immediately reaffirm when I felt like emotionally stuck in this certain area of my life. And so I talked to myself and I was like, you know what? I need to slow the process down. And that's what inspired me to make this video for you guys, because I'm sure if I'm struggling with this, I'm sure many of you guys are struggling with this too, of trying to shift your state and it just feeling difficult. You need to slow the process down and let your body calm down to this neutral state before you try to reaffirm, before you try to create the new story. Just allowing yourself to release. And also, I will say this, it might be a little uncomfortable, but allowing yourself to fully feel and sit in the emotions that may have just surfaced. If you get triggered by something, there's going to be uncomfortable emotions that are coming up. And if you don't allow yourself to fully feel them, if you try to tell yourself like, oh, I'm just going to think positively to like change my focus so that I don't like manifest this. If you try to do that too soon, you're going to end up suppressing some of these emotions, which like keeps the energy inside of you, which can end up causing like overwhelm and anxiety as well. So if you're in this situation, you want to make sure that you are giving your body time to process the emotions, basically just allow the hormones that have been released into your body to like disseminate, disintegrate, wear off, right? Allow your body to calm down. Wait until your body gets to like a more calm and grounded state. And then slowly, be really patient with yourself. This can be a process when you're kind of in a mental rut. Slowly allow your mind to start entertaining the new story that you're telling yourself. And it can be easier to be like, okay, instead of just being like, say you're like manifesting money and the triggering thought was like, oh, I have no money. And your new story is, I have so much money. Instead of immediately going to, oh, I have so much money, I have so much money, I have so much money. It can be easier for your mind to grasp onto if you tell yourself, I'm beginning to believe that I have so much money, or I'm in the process of believing that I have so much money, and allow your mind to just kind of ease its way into it. When you're in this like mental rut and you try to force like a new way of being onto yourself, you're like faced with this resistance. It's really forceful. You want to be a little more flowy and ease your way into it a little more. Because at the end of the day, our goal is to make sure that our primary focus is on what we do want to create. Our primary state of awareness is on the reality of which we want to step into. And the best time to do this kind of like inner rewiring work of pausing when you feel the triggering thought come up and allowing it to release, and then rewiring and bringing in more energetic momentum, the best time, the most important time to do this kind of work is when it feels hard. That's when you need it the most. That's when your body is starting to gain a lot of momentum towards the life that you don't want to create. And it's okay if it does this. Like, again, please be so patient with yourself and be so self-compassionate and give yourself some validity for like, you're allowed to feel the feelings that are coming up for you, and allow these thoughts and emotions to come when they do, because when you allow them, when you allow this process, a lot of times people get stuck because they resist. They start to feel themselves go in a dip and they're like, oh, I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't be in this dip. I can't feel it this way. I don't have the time for this. And they resist feeling the dip, feeling the ebb of the flow. And it puts them into more of an ebb because they're resisting it. And like, it's like this energy that you're putting into it. When you allow the ebbs to happen, when you fully accept like, okay, I'm in a mental rut right now, and that's okay. Okay, I'm not feeling my best. I haven't been feeling my best for past few days, past few weeks, past few months, whatever. That's okay. Just fully accepting that will allow it to release from you. It's when you're resisting it of being like, oh, I can't feel this. This can't be happening to me right now. It creates more force and more pressure that will keep the cycle going for you, which is not what we want. We want to invite more ease, invite more flow. Do what you can to step into more ease and more flow in general. Just simply close your eyes and repeat to yourself, ease, presence, relaxation, flow. And like say those words of like bliss. Say those words that like elicit those emotions in you, and just like go on this mini rampage and allow yourself to just feel that at ease feeling. And in doing that, you'll begin to like allow whatever resistance that's like keeping you in this rut, that's keeping you stuck, you'll allow that resistance to just lift off slowly. And then when you get to that calm and grounded state, then you can reaffirm, okay? But know that also, like when you have an ebb, when you have a dip, when you feel stuck, when this work feels hard, there is so much light in these like darker times. There is so much light and growth to be had when you experience that. That's when you're really put to the test. That's when you're really like stepping to the plate and being like, all right, show me what you got. You're in a hard space. You're in this tough spot. You have pressure on you. Show me what you got. Show me what you've learned. Show me how you've grown as a person. Show me the progress that you've made within the past year, within the past few years, of how you've been able to build yourself up and have the certainty and have the confidence and be who you said you've been wanting to be. All right. It's like being able to prove your light within yourself. And I like to view it as a test, because when you can strengthen yourself out of that rut, like you expand as a whole. You grow and create more space to hold more abundance. And so be grateful for these like harder times, for these times where you might feel like you're in a rut or feel like you're stuck, because they are really, really great opportunities for more growth and more expansion and more strength and just more embodiment of who you've been wanting to become. Like look at it like a fun challenge. Like, ooh, like that's fun. That's exciting. I'm in this rut and it feels hard, but like it's exciting. It's challenging. I'm up for the challenge. I like the challenge. Like have that kind of mentality with it, instead of being like, oh, like this sucks. I feel so shitty. I feel so X, Y, and Z. Brush your shoulders off. Take a few deep breaths. Be like, no, I'm here for the game. I'm here for the game. I'm here for the challenge. I've got this. I've got this. Like, let me be tested. Let me prove myself. Let me show myself that I can do this, that I can move myself out of this. And the first step of that is calming your body down into this calm and grounded state, and then creating a ton of momentum towards what you do want to create. And really, like from there, it's just like outweighing the scale. You know, you have like two sides of the scale of like your negative thoughts of what you don't want to create, the thoughts that are creating anxieties and worries and whatever. And then you have the thoughts that are like of the positive nature that are creating feelings of excitement and motivation and positivity and opportunities and all of that. So you got these two sides to the scale, and you have all this momentum maybe on this one side that's been causing angst and worry. And so when you calm your body down, you just want to create even more momentum on this positive side to outweigh the scale. Okay, so that's why we want to put a lot of momentum, especially when you've been in like a harder place, and just being mindful to like any chance you have, start affirming. Any second, any like spare time in the day where you're thinking about your goals and your desires, just like speak to yourself as if you're living in that reality. When you're in the car, listen to like a gratitude rampage or something. Like constantly do your best to sit in this new energy of what you want to create, and then you're going to create more and more momentum, and then this like place of feeling stuck and this place of it feeling hard will start to dissipate and wither away, and then you won't even really have to deal with it because you've put so much momentum towards this new side of positivity, and now this has a ton of momentum going behind it. Okay, so if you got to this point in the video, go ahead and leave a butterfly emoji in the comment section below so I know who my OGs are at. I love you guys. Give this video a thumbs up if it helped you out in any way. Share it with a friend. And I really hope that this video is going to help you to ease your way back into self-concept, feeling really easy and feeling really natural. All right, I will see you in the next video. Bye.